What's up, Guardians? Welcome to DNA Weekly Strike, DNA's Destiny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, is Brian Anderson. What's up, Brian?
What's up, man? Very excited to be here.
Yeah.
Like always.
Very exciting week for us in Destiny. We beat the hard raid.
Finally took it down, yeah. Well, I shouldn't say finally. We only tried it one time. I mean, it was only our second time through. So.
Yeah. Man, it was fun. It was a good time.
Such a great time.
And it was such a, we got so much good gear. We always talk about how RNG has been screwing us over a lot.
It was like a rare raid for us where it just seemed like every time something dropped, it was like, oh my gosh, this is better than what I have. When does that ever happen?
I know. And so I got, a 320 Mark, I got a 318 Ghost, I got a 314 Sniper, and then I got gear from the normal raid because we didn't run the normal way. We just jumped right into the hard raid.
Which I think is the way to do it.
Yeah. And, I had gear that I could infuse into my Warlock, and my Warlock is now over 300. So that was exciting. I got 2 characters over 300, and, as far as beating a hard mode raid, it was, so satisfying.
Well, I mean, for you, that was really your first time, going into a hard raid,
Fresh.
Before, because you kind of came in late, so, when you did Crota hard, everyone had already beaten it. We were already on to House of Wolf, so everyone was, overpowered.
Yeah.
When you did Vault of Glass hard, everyone was already overpowered. This is the first time that you've gone into one, where you're, right where you need to be to beat it, and you see, because Crota hard doesn't seem hard, right? Doing it now.
Oh, no.
But, the first time you ever did it, you were like, oh my, that's how Crota, well, it wasn't quite this hard. But it was like that. Vault of Glass hard, the first time you ever did it, it's oh my goodness. And that's the great thing about these raids is, doing is beating them on normal for the first time. That is a great feeling. And, you can't duplicate that, beating it on normal for the first time. Every time you run normal again, it's kind of oh, yeah, we know what we're doing. Just do it. We're gonna beat it, and then you're doing it for the loot only.
Yeah. The
first time you do a hard raid, obviously you're going for loot, but the experience of beating the hard raid for the first time, getting there with the team, the guys that you've been playing with for quite a while now.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people still pick up randoms, which is fine. Yeah. But we've been
we
together
have a
with
solid
this group.
group.
We have a solid group. We have a great group.
Even our people we invite to play with us who've played for
we
a
have
while.
a core, and then we have alternates, which I think a lot of people probably run it that way, where you have your same 4 or 5 guys, but it's hard to get 6 every single time you want to raid.
Yeah, we pull in Fallen Angel and we need some help, and
Little Angel.
Yeah, well, his Twitch is Fallen Angel.
Oh, okay. Little Angel, Hydro, Joey.
Yeah.
He's a good guy to come in. My 2 guys, Silent and Burning, the guys that I play Trials with, they're fantastic at PvE.
Yeah, but we have that solid core of you, me, Maze, and Parks.
Isola.
Isola's. It's fun when you have that core group, because that's kind of where I fell off Destiny the first time. I got to level 20 and I was making my way up, but I didn't have that core, enough core group of friends to play and get to the raids, and I was well, this isn't exciting to me anymore, and I kind of dropped off. Then I've said many times before, then I jumped back on Dark Below and then fell off again, and then a little bit after House of Wolves came out is when you and me started really playing together.
Yeah, and it's just been strong since then, but that's the great thing, about having that team, and, it's kind of you're training for the hard raid. You start with the story.
Yeah.
And you start there, and then, you go to the strikes, then you go to heroic strike, and you just feel yourself building up. You're getting better gear, you're getting better guns, you're learning the game and everything. Then you go to Nightfall, then you go to normal raid, and that's your first time, that's your first big experience, and then the hard raid is just something completely else. And, beating that for the first time with those guys, It didn't really take us that long. Second time.
It really didn't.
It was pretty smooth. Oryx was a challenge.
Oryx was probably the most challenging part of the raid. The totems part was pretty much the same. There was a couple Yellow Knights here and there. That was okay. And then we get to the War Priest. Yeah, he gains defense each round, but, our damage output was super strong to begin with, so we didn't really see that change a whole lot.
And I hate to interrupt. What I found funny is that War Priest was, in my opinion, the easiest boss in normal.
Yeah.
And I think in the hard, he's the second hardest.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would have to agree with
Golgoroth, who I thought was going to be...
We took out the second try.
I thought Golroth was going to be the hardest boss. Not the hard... I mean, Oryx, obviously. But
yeah.
And then I thought, oh, Golroth, that's not going to be fun at all. No.
No, it was...
Like, I really thought they were going to shorten that.
Relatively unchanged.
Yeah. I mean, really, it's like, okay, a guy's going to explode.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they were going to, shrink the enrage timer, like, drastically. So where, like, you needed to, like, change the gaze and keep popping bubbles.
Yep.
I'm sure, challenge mode, I guarantee you're going to see something like that in there where they're going to really try, do something with that enrage timer, because that boss fight was easy. The Death Singers are easy.
Yeah.
Oryx, obviously, that's where the most changes. But really, War Priest, I honestly think, has become the second hardest boss.
Yeah.
I mean, really, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
He gains those annoying abilities, which really can destroy you.
Yeah, the dark bubbles that he shoots at you, like
the dark bubbles isn't even the worst one. It's those 3 balls that
like the Boomer Knight balls.
They're
right?
No, it's they're like the Vex that snipe. I don't know what they're called. Right. But anyways, like when they shoot those 3 balls at you, and those will kill you very easily. But
yeah,
we had a great time, good gear, and on to other things now, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're still gonna keep up with Destiny and do the raids and stuff, but like. I kind of, after the raid, I was reviewing Halo 5 for our website, and, like, I check out the DNA podcast proper for that one, because we did a whole segment on Halo 5 and, like, what I didn't really like about it. But, I found myself not playing as much Destiny as I would have liked to this weekend just because of other things. But, I did... Other than the hard raid, I did go into some of the quest lines I need to finish up, which, I need to finish up the Touch of Malice one. And the exotic
Touch of
sword.
Malice is big for the hard raid, especially for Oryx.
Yeah. And I leveled up my last sword so I could finally try to get the Chaperone and stuff like that. But you went flawless in Trials.
I did. Trials was a lot of fun this weekend. Unfortunately, I only went flawless once, which was rare. Before I could go flawless the first night in like less than 2 hours with all 3 of my characters, I'd be done. This, and I don't know if it's the matchmaking. I don't know if it's the maps. I don't know if it's the weapons. I don't know yet. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's the combination of the so many different supers now.
Yeah,
which isn't something you think about, but that really plays a part. I know one match, I think we were at like 8 or 7 wins, and we played against 3 Titans, Sunbreakers. We lost.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the hammers aren't that hard to stop in Trials, thankfully. Like regular Crucible, it's a little bit different because it's so chaotic.
Yeah.
The 6v6.
Yeah.
Trials is so much more like you're clearly on different sides, and you can see, you know where that hammers is, you know where it's coming from. Mm-hmm. If you can snipe and get enough shots on them, you can take them down. So it's not terrible. But, yeah, I got to 7 and 8 wins. I don't know, on like... I lost count on how many cards. The one time I did go flawless on my hunter. Got some great gear. I mean, the drop rate for this is... I didn't think Iron Banner was going to be this good, but I thought Iron Banner was going to be a little bit more like this, where you were going to see these drops. Like, I mean, almost like every game, if you won, you pretty much saw something pretty... At least someone on your team got something, is what it seemed. I got 309 boots, which was better.
You were hurting for boots.
I was really hurting for boots. I got 309 boots. I got a 306 mark. The one I was wearing was 305, but the point is that it was, it's better. Yeah. I got that scout rifle. I think everyone, if you got 7 wins on your card, you got a gun. Yeah. And I think everyone got the scout rifle full. They all had full auto, and then the second perk was different. I actually ended up infusing mine into something else. I wasn't crazy about it, but I know a lot of people I ran up against were using it. From the chest at the end, I got the Adept pulse rifle. 315 and a 310 Thunderlord. Nice. So overall, it was a lot of fun. The map was snipe first, snipe second, snipe third. Yeah. I mean, if it was a snipe fest, which I enjoy, but I know a couple of my teammates who that's not how my team likes to play. I don't like to play 3 snipers. Right. And that was pretty much the only way to play this map. It was so open. Both heavies were right in the middle where you could shoot at the other heavy. Personally, I don't like that, but We'll see what they pick next week. It was Bannerfall, which is, I mean, it was fun. I had a lot of fun, but it was very difficult. You really couldn't get a strategy going because it was just so open.
Yeah.
I mean, but it was a lot of fun. I did want to touch on the bounties, and I know I commented about this in the Facebook group, because before in year 1, the big problem was getting those wins. Like, you had to get 8 wins to get the gold package, right? And the gold package always gave you like a trials type gear.
Right.
The silver, you had the chance on the exotic.
Yeah.
And it's the same this year. Now, the way that it's set up, you don't have that anymore. They're bounties, and you pick them up, and they're pretty easy bounties. Like, none of them has any, like, you don't have to win 5 games in a row. Like, for instance, the gold tier reward package, the bounty was play 10 matches. Not win. You just had to play 10 matches, and as a fire team, you had to kill 75 people.
That doesn't sound too difficult.
I mean, and that's the thing, like, because before, to get good stuff in Trials, you had to win. Mm-hmm. It's not like that anymore. You can get a team together, be like, hey, listen, you know, we may or may not get flawless. We're not exactly going for it, but let's just do these bounties.
Yeah.
Because the pulse rifle I got from the big chest at the end it's called the reflection sum, and it's the adept version. It says adept. It's black. I think they look different, but they don't have elemental.
Right.
Because that's how it was in year 1.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same gun, but it had elemental damage. They took that away.
Yeah.
So the only difference is the light level's higher.
Yeah.
So you're still getting that good gear just from doing and I can't remember, there was a guy, Joey, who was talking about it, and I know that it's frustrating sometimes to get a team together, but if you can just find a team like, hey, you know, I'm not hardcore into Trials, but I want to play, I want to just do the bounties, and just like go from there, because none of them are like, oh, if you lose rounds, you're going to lose. No, it's nothing like that. It's like get assists, revive teammates. Yeah. Those are the bounties. Mm-hmm. Silver tier, I got a 315 exotic on my hunter, and with my warlock, I got a 317 chest piece exotic.
Nice.
So like you get great stuff from those bounties. So my suggestion is, even if you know, okay, we're not going to go flawless, and that's fine. Like, there's really not that much incentive to go flawless anymore.
Yeah.
Like that. Like I said, that pulse rifle wasn't that great than the non-adept version.
Right.
The perks seem the same at light level, and you can infuse that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's my intake on Trials. It was a lot of fun. Bounties are good for like teams who aren't going flawless. Yeah. So I mean, that's the thing. Like I did the bounties with all 3 of my characters. Got great gear.
Yeah.
Very excited. So you should. This is the time to jump into it.
Yeah.
Maybe not this map. This wasn't a good map. But like they'll have better maps coming up. This map was very skilled players were going to show off.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to try it. You know, I don't know if I'll jump in with you or just find a team through the Facebook group or not, but like the way you were talking about it on the way here and like right now, like it really makes me want to like try it out and like find out what kind of gear I can get just by playing, you know.
Well, and that's the thing, like, like to get those 309 boots and stuff, you're going to have to win, and you're going to have to like, I noticed that the more wins you had on your card, when you won, you got like, I didn't get those 309 boots until we had like 5 or 6 wins on the card.
Right.
But the point is, more importantly, do those bounties, and you get great stuff from like silver and gold, which the stuff isn't even that hard to get. Okay, you have to play 10 matches. You could lose 10 matches and still get the gold tier reward. Yeah. Like that, and I think that was a smart move. Yeah, that is smart. It keeps players like who are timid about going into Trials. What's the thing, like, if you know you're going to go in and you're just going to get destroyed, and it's like, okay, well, I'm... Because before it makes you like, not want to do it. Well, no, like, what's the point of doing it? Like, I know I'm not going to get to 8 wins. Like, you don't get anything for the, like, the bronze packages. You get... Well, actually, now you get 25 legendary marks. Oh, well. So you can get 100... If you have 3 characters and you just do, like, the bronze, which is, like, get 5 revives, you get 25 legendary marks. So you can get 50, 150 marks. I'm maxed out now. I don't have anything. I'm like, you just gotta play. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you should try it out next weekend. Like, just don't have any expectations. You just gotta have to jump in and just do the bounties. Yeah. Well, we don't really have a topic to talk about this week. Our topic was more about the hard mode raid and Trials, kind of talking about what we did this week. But some interesting news came out this week and some quotes that we kind of wanted to talk about. Activision's plans for more DLC, GameSpot's
Eddie Macick wrote an article about the future of Destiny's plans and how like microtransactions and paid DLC are going to exist side by side. I'm going to read the quote first, and then you can react.
Yes, please.
So, Destiny's microtransactions and paid expansions are both selling well. Activision Publishing CEO Eric Hirshberg said on an earnings call today, November 3rd. As such, Destiny players can expect to see more of both in the future. Not one or the other, but both, he says. And at the same time, quote, I think they're already coexisting. We had a full year of expansions to the game that had been very well received and sold quite well. More recently, you've seen us introduce smaller in-game purchases that allow people to customize their experience and express themselves. Those have been very well received and have sold well also. I think we've already shown that DLC and microtransactions can coexist and that our community is hungry for more great content. End quote. The analyst specifically asked if Destiny was changing its business model somewhat to favor microtransactions. Hirshberg didn't respond with anything definitive. Quote, as far as any shifts in strategy, I don't have any announcements today, but I think we have a lot of options at our disposal. And the reason for that, of course, is that we have so much great engagement with this game. He also described the player per day figure has been astonishing. Players averaging around 3 hours of play per day. Now, I will let you start because I know you have a lot to say.
I mean, this is okay. First, I should talk about like the positive on there, and that's the players are playing 3 hours a day, which is like amazing. Like you don't realize how many people they're saying like 25 million are averaging 3
that's one
hours
of our
a day.
stories later.
That's insane. Like, and that's good for the game. Like, because in year one, a lot of people were hating on Destiny, and then you see how many people are playing it for like that long. That's rather impressive. Like, that's a long session. 3 hours is long.
Yeah.
That's a lot, and like
a day.
That's ridiculous. So clearly the game's doing well.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about my. All right. So there's a couple of things that he worded in there that scares me.
Yeah.
And
scares me too.
Activision seems to be foaming at the mouth right now. Like they put out these dances, and if you liked them or didn't, that's your choice.
Yeah.
I can tell you by playing Trials and by how many times I got killed and people summoned the zombies and did the dance on my dead body. A lot of people bought that stuff. Activision, I know, and I've said that I don't have any problem with it. I think it's cool. I like seeing those guys dancing around the tower, and I like that they say different things down in the corners and stuff like that. The only problem is this is probably giving Activision a raging hard on, and it kind of scares me because I don't know, and even they don't know, which is what scares me the most. They don't know where they want to go with this.
Yeah.
They can't give a straight answer. We have a lot of options here. No, you don't. You don't have a lot of options because those options that you think you have a lot of the gamers don't want you to do.
Yeah. That also scares me, which means if they don't know what they want to do, that means if they started today on some sort of paid DLC, we wouldn't get it till like February or March, based on game design.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that like you don't, how like there's, and I know they've talked about not doing this, but like MMOs, a lot of them have a subscription that you have to pay. You think with those numbers, 25 million 3 hours a day, you think you couldn't charge something and people wouldn't pay it? Yeah,
I was surprised that when they announced this game, they weren't charging a monthly fee.
So like now, I'm starting to get worried because like they have us. They have a lot of people are addicted to this game.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly.
People are skipping games. Like me and you, for example. We're skipping games.
We would never skip games.
We're skipping games to play Destiny.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I skip
I don't know. It's starting.
I skip Batman.
I'm starting. I know. So
I skip Metal Gear. Like,
so did I.
Like, before Destiny came out, you and me would go out and buy every single one of these games.
Yeah.
And almost finish all of them.
Yeah.
Now
much.
I find myself, I skipped Assassin's Creed this year, which looks amazing.
I didn't play that.
I want Tomb Raider and Fallout, but
I will get Fallout might be the game that knocks it down for me.
And I mean, we want to get Star Wars. We want to get, Xenoblade Chronicles X for Wii U looks great. There's all these games that we want, and like Destiny is keeping us from it.
Well, I don't like that they have these options. I mean, I guess it's good for them, but they could charge for a lot of stuff and they would get away with it.
Yeah.
And who knows that better than anybody is Activision.
I mean, they have. Let's look at Skylanders for example. That's they have 3 bona fide hits. Skylanders, Call of Duty. Say what you will about Call of Duty, but that game sells 12 to 15 million copies every year.
You know how much money they make alone just on
map packs,
skins for the guns.
Yeah.
How much money they make on $1 skins?
Yeah.
If every one of the players that play Destiny, if they put out a skin, and if one person, $25 million on skins.
Yeah.
And a lot of people.
I would pay for shade. I would pay if there was an emblem that looked cool. I would pay for one, or like a shader for like $1.
See, that's the thing. I do like looking. It's just dumb because it's freaking first person. I like that my guy looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
Shaders, you're always trying to get the best ones. If they sold a sweet one, it would have to be pretty damn sweet for me to buy a shader. But people would buy it, man, and people would buy multiple ones. Like people buy multiple dances. Corey. I mean, you just can't help yourself. It is cool, but this is the beginning, and like they said, they don't know where they're going. They don't know where they're headed with this idea. They just know that they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, which scares me, and I don't want them to like.
And I'm not saying that they're going to take advantage of it. I'm not saying that they're going to do it, but
I just hope Activision doesn't do what they do to every other one of their franchises and run it into the ground until it sucks. Like
they get paid though.
I know they do, but like that's the problem where I think a company like EA is starting to do better and Ubisoft is definitely starting to do better is have like quality control of their franchises.
Right.
And I'm not saying Activision. I mean, we already know Bungie has mostly full control over.
Mostly.
But we see Call of Duty. They had a great thing going with Modern Warfare when it came out. Black Ops 1 was good.
Man, Call of Duty is just a shame.
And like the last 4 years, we just see the quality go down, and they're running out of ideas. And now Black Ops 3 looks like Halo. Like that's what it looks like.
I mean, it's same just like the quality. They're just like. Okay,
pumping them out,
we're
and everybody's
putting
getting
out
tired of it.
Literally the same game that we just put out a year ago, and we're charging the same price that we charged a year ago, and the same amount of people are buying it.
Yeah.
And it is literally the same game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like different maps. You're paying $60 for different maps.
Yeah.
Plus then the 5 map packs that they put out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how much those cost.
15. The season pass is $50.
$50
for 4 map packs.
So you're paying $110 for maps. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, gameplay isn't different.
Right.
Like I know in Call of Duty, like they gave you different kill streak rewards.
Yeah.
They should bring back the nuke. By the way, if you're listening, that was awesome. But so I stopped buying them.
Yeah.
I finally had enough, and I stopped buying them.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I bought Call of Duty. I played Call of Duty Ghosts. I didn't buy it. I borrowed it because I was trying to maybe see if Call of Duty was getting better, and Ghosts was the wrong game to jump in on.
Ghosts is the wrong one to jump in on. I mean, the last one that I really, really, really enjoyed was Black Ops, the first one.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. That's the last one I really enjoyed. Black Ops 2 is okay, but
my favorite one of all time might be World at War, because that one was so different.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, and a lot of people are clamoring them to have World at War 2.
Oh gosh, oh god, please don't, because that actually might drag me back in, and I don't even want to open that door.
Yeah, but going back to the subscription service, even if it wasn't monthly, but even if it was a subscription on top of PlayStation Network or Xbox Live, if I paid $50 a year and got DLC for free kind of thing.
Oh well, see that would be okay.
Yeah.
If the DLC just, but then I don't know. I don't think they'll do that ever.
No, I don't.
Especially because the one game I thought for sure was gonna do it was the new Outer Scrolls, and they ended up not doing it because I didn't think they saw a profit in it.
They started on PC that way.
Yeah, it must not work out.
When they ported it to consoles,
in consoles, I'm already paying for freaking PlayStation Network.
Yeah.
You gonna double charge me? You gonna double dip on me? No. So I don't. Again, we always end up talking about this, how we talk about the microtransactions, but I don't think they're gonna do anything that's gonna break the game.
Yeah. I honestly don't think they are either, but. It's always just a scary point that people bring up.
It's not like they need to sell, buy guns anyways. They pretty much took the RNG aspect off of exotic weapons with the quests and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you have control over pretty much getting these weapons.
Yeah.
So, because that was the biggest fear, oh gosh, if someone, in year one, if they sold a Gallahorn for $2,
yeah,
I probably would have bought one.
Yeah.
Probably. That's the thing. So don't do it.
Don't do it.
Because everyone, it'll ruin the stuff. But
yeah. All right, we're gonna steer away from the negative connotations and talk about two kind of positive news stories. Some other games are looking to Destiny from a game design standpoint. For example, since starting development, Fallout 4 has been looking to make their gunplay feel more natural and fun. Bethesda hired some ex-Bungie employees specifically for this purpose, and even playing builds of Bungie's smash hit shooter for hours on end to get the shooting to feel right. They are implementing strong first-person shooter elements into Fallout 4 while keeping the original game's feel.
All right, so how I feel about this is, there's two ways to look at it. You like every game to be original and have its own feel.
Yeah.
But on the second part, I love how the guns handle and shoot in Destiny. I'm not overly in love with how they shoot in Fallout. They're not great, but that's not why you play Fallout.
Yeah.
You don't play it. It's Destiny, the handling of the weapons is really, and how good it looks, is really one of the huge selling points on that game. That's not the thing in Fallout. That's not, you don't play it because
you play it because the world is immersive and you do it to do missions.
Yeah. But if they were to combine those two, that would be badass. If you could have the handling of Destiny's guns with the world and game of Fallout, that would be amazing, and that game could certainly take me away from Destiny.
Yeah. I had the same issue with Halo this weekend. It's amazing how Bungie created Halo, and Halo has always felt a specific way. And then when
Halo always had its own feel, yeah.
Yeah, and when I moved into Destiny, a lot of early Destiny guns, like level 1 through maybe 15 to 20 before you started getting your legendary stuff.
Right.
A lot of that kind of felt a little like an evolution of what Halo might have been if Bungie continued Halo. That said, I had a lot of issues with the way the weapons felt in Halo this weekend. Is it because
you've been playing Destiny?
It's because I'm so used to the way Destiny feels and the guns I use in Destiny. My hung jury feels so different from the DMR in Halo. My Suros regime and Hardlight.
You love that hung jury, don't you?
I've been using the Apple a lot lately, actually. I've
been
trying to steer away from scout
that
rifles.
That was the few primary, like I said, how this map was sniped first, second, and third for Trials. The Apple was the only primary I was having any success with, but I was averaging probably in a game, if I were to get 10 kills, 8 of them or 9 of them have been sniper kills, and then the Apple. Yeah. The Apple's a very good gun.
The only
Vanguard, buy it.
Place I really use my scout rifle now is if I'm doing the raid and I run out of sniper ammo. That's where I use my scout rifle because you need that distance. But
scouts are becoming the second best PvP gun.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Behind Pulse.
Yeah,
hand cannons have dropped.
Yeah, hand cannons.
Before it was Pulse hand. They were kind of up there battling for one. Now I think Pulse is clear cut 1, Scout 2, hand cannon 3, and assault rifle still at the bottom.
Yeah, but back to how the guns feel. I was playing Halo, and I pulled out my assault rifle, and it felt different, and I would pull out my battle
Did it
rifle.
feel powerful? Maybe that's why it felt different. You could actually kill people with the assault rifle?
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
I did. You can.
That's the difference you were feeling.
Not in PvP, though.
Well, they suck everywhere, though.
But, like, even going from the Apple in Destiny to the battle rifle in Halo, it feels so different. Like, it just felt so different, and it's just amazing how these two franchises that, Destiny kind of spawned from Halo because of Bungie, and it's just weird how these two franchises go the different way, and that's because, like...
Those guns should feel different.
Bungie takes the time to, like, they went and studied boxing. So when you shot your gun, it wouldn't, like, make you dizzy, or, like, they went and studied these different things, whereas... Microsoft pours all this money into one studio to make this one game, and they, like, that's all they do. They don't go out and, like, the guys that make Halo didn't go study boxing and make their weapons, like, not, you know what I'm saying. It's just weird. Like, every time I play a game that you shoot guns, I just want it to feel like Destiny.
I don't think I've played a game that the gun, I mean, this is purely talking about how the guns handle and shoot and stuff. I think it's the best. I honestly do think it's the best. There's nothing as good. Call of Duty doesn't hold a candle, if that's even a saying.
Yeah.
To Destiny.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. It's just crazy how open they are too about how they're taking inspiration from other games too. Like, I'm excited to play Fallout now because they're like, oh, we took these ex-Bungie employees who worked on Destiny to come specifically build these guns.
On the second part on that, though, okay, that's great, but as long as they don't, like, try to rip it off. Yeah. Kind of like how God of War, Dante's Inferno.
Yeah. I don't
want that. Okay?
No, I don't either. I want Fallout, but, like, I want the shooting, because, let's be honest, the shooting in Fallout 3 was...
It was rough.
It was rough. That's why the VAT system was implemented.
Yeah, but that was fun. I hope they still have that.
They do.
Okay.
Oh, they do.
So yeah, if the guns handled like Destiny and had that system, I'm gonna have a great time with Fallout.
Yeah. But
there goes whatever little social life I had left is probably gone now.
Yeah. Lastly, multiple media outlets, including IGN, Polygon, and Forbes, have all revealed that, quote, Activision and Bungie's shared world shooter Destiny continues to grow, recovering from a shaky first year into a widespread critical acclaim with its most recent edition, The Taken King. Activision official earnings report lists 25 million unique registered users, up from 20 million in May. Daily player engagement is at 3 hours per day, and Destiny has apparently become the most watched console game on Twitch. That's good news for Bungie. Also, something I want to point out in the article that I read only pointed to PS4 and Xbox One users.
Oh, they're not even looking at PS3 and
the
360?
Article I read did not mention 360 or PS3 at all.
I mean, the numbers can't be huge on those systems. They might be. I don't know.
I mean, I know a couple people that play on 360. Like, my cousin plays on 360 because he hasn't upgraded yet. And, like, a couple people at work play on 360. But, like... I mean, I can't imagine people are...
I'm sure there's still, like, a huge number, but,
PS4 is at 30 million units already. And Xbox One is at, 17, 18? Like, that's a lot of players on these new consoles, if that's, like, what that meant.
Well, I mean, these consoles have been out for a while.
Yeah.
Enough to where, like, most people have updated. Most. I mean, not all, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the 360, I still will bust mine out from time to time. Like, those games still hold up. Mm-hmm. I mean, the graphics, are they that much better?
No, I think, like, in terms of in Destiny, it's like 720p compared to 1080p. All the assets are the same. You might get a little bit of lighting effects that are different.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like, but that number is staggering. The 3 hours a day is really what blows my mind.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
Because, you can't just sit down and be like, well, I'm just
I'll do the daily story, or I'll do a strike.
No, because you get on and you're like, oh, well, I guess I can do some of these bounties. Oh, I'll run a strike. Then you have like,
my friends are on.
I have 200 people on my friends list. Yeah. Someone's always like, hey, do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, why not?
I'm not doing anything right now.
So like what turns into like, okay, I usually get on. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna play for like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Will turn into like an all night thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you need help with the hard raid? Absolutely.
Yeah. So like, it's crazy because like. I don't play every night, but when I do play, I do find myself playing for long periods of time.
Yeah, like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Like tonight we'll be on for a while, but that the hard raid and actual in-time game, which is different from on like Destiny, because there's a lot of like down kill time.
The tower.
Going to the tower, going to orbit, trying to get that. How long does it take to get your fire team of 6 ready?
Yeah. Be ready by 8. Like
we're not okay. Yeah,
it's
like tonight. It's like okay, we're gonna start at 10:30, so we're gonna start at 11.
Yeah,
15.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
like just trying to get that fire team together can be insanely difficult. So then finally you get everyone ready. Then okay, wait, hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom. Yeah, I gotta go get a drink. I mean, and that's fine because I'm one of those people that do that.
Yeah,
but so like in-game Destiny and like is different. Like how much you're actually doing combat. Fighting isn't as much as I think I probably have more downtime than anything else, just hanging out in the tower,
dancing in the tower.
I don't dance.
I do.
I know you do.
It's great.
My guy doesn't have time to dance.
I do. I make time.
I'm trying to save.
You make time to dance, Brian.
I'm trying to save the universe.
We killed
the Traveler. Well, there's always somebody else. There's still the Cabal.
It's true. Oh my gosh, I want that Cabal raid so bad.
Cabal raid.
We should start a petition.
All right, we should probably go into like questions.
All right, we're gonna move into questions. Adam McGill.
Reports of server. Okay, anyway, yeah, go ahead. I'm just hearing that maybe we won't be playing tonight.
Oh boy, good thing I brought The Witcher. Adam McGill, our friend from dadshideout.com, and has been a part of most of our raids recently.
I think we raid with him. Yeah, that's Angel, right?
Yeah, and he asks, We are a few weeks now into the Taken King. Is the grind of the raid getting old? Thinking about only logging onto the game just to raid and then playing another game.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I've actually been playing other games lately. When before it was purely Destiny. Now, like, I'm getting to a point where I have almost everything. I have almost all the exotic guns. I have all the exotic armor.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're kind of in the minority at that point, though. There's a lot of people that are still like 240, 250, like
right, and like
working
those
around their
people.
schedules.
But like Angel is in the same boat as us, and he's the one asking this question. And for a hardcore player, I think the grind is getting a little old because we've grinded through now 6 raids. That's kind of normal and hard. Yeah, where I've grinded the crap out of all of them, and it's just getting a little tiring now for me. I mean, Trials was fun this weekend, but I didn't even have as much fun than I did like early on in year 1 Trials. Like even that's just like, man, is the stress even worth it anymore? Yeah. Like the gear wasn't great at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of at that point too where like
I just don't know if the gear is worth the grind at this point.
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago, I took a little bit of a break and played through some of the Uncharted collection. This week I told you, discussed, I played Halo 5, which was great, but at the same time, I'm still finding myself going back to Destiny to see what else I can do. And if sometimes I pop in, I'll do a Nightfall with some people online, and then we obviously raid every Wednesday first and do a Nightfall, but I'm finding myself trickle into these other games. I'm finding myself going to finish The Witcher, or
I'm not getting on every day to do bounties anymore.
Yeah, I'm
not.
I'm
I'm getting on to run my raid, and then I'll probably get on this weekend and play Trials. Those. I don't even really run my. I don't even do 3 Nightfalls anymore. I don't know. It's even though, and yes, the rewards that they made them a lot better, but I'm at a point where my characters where they're not good enough for me.
Yeah, our characters are ready for that next.
Yeah, I mean my drop. Hunter I think is 313, 314.
Yeah, my Titan's at 309. And my Warlock, yeah, I could run a raid with my Warlock and get that higher, but like, you know, sooner or later I'm going to get the weapons where my Warlock will be at like 310. You know, like I'm almost there. Like the only other thing I can do is start leveling up my Hunter to do the same stuff that I'm doing now with my other 2 characters, which is, you know.
Oh, you have the Spark, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm already at level 20. I'm not going to waste it.
What were you saving it for?
I don't know. Mostly because I forgot until I was at like level 19.
Yeah, well, I guess you could still use it. I mean, 5 levels are 5 levels. But yeah, I mean, the grind is getting a little. I mean, we've only beaten the hard raid once, and we're already like the grind. No, I mean, I say that now, but you know, I want to play tonight, and I want to get better guns. I want to get.
Yeah, and like you know, I still have little things to do, like the quests that we were talking about earlier, and stuff like that. But like, I feel myself leaning towards other games. Like I'm almost done with N++, and you know, Super Meat Boy is really fun.
Yeah,
and like all these other games, like I'm feeling it. I am.
Yeah, I mean, I'm finally playing other games again, which is nice.
Yeah,
but I always come back.
Yeah,
so I'm not like, obviously there's still something in Destiny that's calling me back.
All right. Moving on, Megan Green asks, do you think Bungie could do something different with their companion app, like minigames that could grant you experience or motes or strange coins so you could accomplish something on the go?
That's actually a really interesting question. I played a lot of NBA 2K, and they have a fantastic companion app where you could actually log on every day and get VC, which is virtual currency, to upgrade your player. So even if like you couldn't play that day, you could still like log in, get that VC, so you could still upgrade your guy. So that was great.
Yeah.
And they even had like a mini game with like these cards that you could collect. It was really cool. I think Destiny, the companion app, could use something like that. I don't know about for a mini game. There's not really a mini game you could do.
What, a match 3 engram puzzle?
I mean,
no, that was
don't
a
give
joke.
Me,
but
yeah.
Like,
but you know, like something where you could log on and you could get a random amount of weapon parts.
Yeah.
Or something like that would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll do it, but
no.
I don't even use my companion app anymore because I found better apps to transfer my weapons, and that was the only reason I was using the companion app. And then sometimes for the forums, but I've amassed such a friends list that you know I can just go from there. So.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that they could do something like that.
Yeah,
and they should.
I think they could too, even if it was like, you know, mini bounties on the companion app where like read 5 Grimoire cards or like.
And what would you get for doing it? An engram?
I don't know either.
What if they gave you engrams? I probably wouldn't do it for engrams because those are worthless at this point.
I wouldn't do it for engrams, but I would do it for like
motes,
strange coins, or motes, or you know, like. I am so weapon parts poor.
I would do it for weapon.
I would do it for weapon parts.
I would actually do it. You know what they should do? Because I don't know about motes and stuff. I still think you should have to earn that stuff. Helium filaments, relic iron, resources. That's what they should do. Where you can log on, and you can get a random amount of resources.
Yeah, I mean
that would be
do that.
Awesome.
I would do that, even if it. Okay, an idea just popped in my head.
It's scary when this happens, guys, but we're all.
You know how Mass Effect 2 had that planet scanning mini game?
Mass Effect 2?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You get resources from it?
Yeah.
I mean, that was actually kind of cool.
Why don't they do something like that where you just send a probe to, like...
Oh, yeah.
Send a probe to Mars on your touch screen.
The way to get resources now is awful.
Yeah.
Like, you pretty much have to use legendary marks.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't have time to... And I even know the routes of, like, how to do it to farm. No, I don't want to do that.
No, I don't
like,
want to do
I've been playing this game so long. Like, just give me an easier way, even than like the legendary marks.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, like the legendary marks aren't that easy to get. Where.
Yeah.
And I am running through stuff so fast, and I had such a collection of weapon parts before I started, and I'm like getting pretty like.
Yeah, I find myself transferring like, okay, I'm upgrading my hunter, and like, you know, that first like 25 levels, you're dumping every weapon you get because the next one you get is going to be better. And that's like weapon parts. And I find myself transferring my weapon parts from my hunter to my titan so I can upgrade my weapons. And it's annoying.
It's very annoying.
Yeah, even like you could take your 4 planets. Like if I need relic iron, you pull up Mars on your phone and like send a probe, and like half hour later you get like 10 relic iron or something.
Well, I mean, maybe more than that, but like, and you know, you could do it once a day. So it's not like you could just sit there and like, oh, I'm gonna get so much, because that's how like the VC was.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm gonna.
You could do each planet once a day for something.
Or I mean, if they wanted to be real stingy about it, you could do one planet a day.
Yeah.
You could throw it, but then you could get like anywhere between like 20 and like 50.
Yeah.
But like it takes like an hour.
Yeah.
That would be really. That's pretty good. And that would get people to use that companion app, because like no one's
there's better companion. There's better apps to transfer your weapons.
There are so many better apps to because like in the companion app, you have to take a weapon, move it to your vault, switch to that other character, go back to the vault, and pick it up.
Yeah.
And this app that I have up right now is called Ishtar Commander, I think. Yeah, it's called Ishtar Commander. I think it's I don't know if it's iPad only or like, you know.
Yeah.
But like you can literally put it on a gun like that, transfer it straight to your hunter. One press and it's already bam, there it is.
Yeah.
So like that's so much easier. It's so much better. You get a full look of all your weapons at once. So why would I use the companion app?
Yeah. I mean, I agree. And even that app we used before this, the Tower Ghost one, was better. Like, yeah,
I mean, Tower Ghost was better than Companion, but this is the best one that I found.
Yeah.
Ishtar Commander. Tower Ghost is okay, but it's real glitchy, stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, moving on to our next question from Twitter, CodFanFF. What kind of new multiplayer modes would you like to see from Destiny?
You know, it's funny because every mode that we usually talk about like ends up being one. Because you know, we talked about like Rift kind of became one, and we had an idea like around that and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a couple modes I would like to see. One would be no supers. And I know a lot of people don't like that. I would like a game of mode choice, no supers.
Yeah.
You can only use your weapons.
I agree.
Grenades, stuff like that, but no supers. Another one I would see, and speaking of so much about Halo, you remember when Halo did shoddy snipers?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Or in like, I hate to give Call of Duty props, but Call of Duty had a game mode where like you started with like a throwing knife, and as you got killed, you got to progress through weapons.
Yeah.
Like that, like kind of out of the box stuff like that was cool.
Yeah.
I thought, but I mean, for the most part, they've done pretty well with Crucible.
Yeah.
Giving you a lot of different kind of game modes. I mean, they have Salvage, which is basically a demolition type where there's like a bomb basically, and you have to like defuse it. Rift, you know, they have Skirmish, Elimination, they have Control, Clash, Rumble. All very good choices, but like I said, you know, I would like to see all those game modes, but no supers.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Or like a shoddy sniper, or like, you know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Speaking of Halo, there's there's 3 modes now that I would like to see. Halo has the awesome multiplayer mode called SWAT.
What's SWAT?
No radar, headshots only.
Yeah, you know, I'm surprised that they don't have like a hardcore mode like that where there's no radar.
Yeah.
No HUD, basically.
Yeah, yeah. And like, you know, body shots do damage, but not nearly as much as it does in like regular modes. And headshots are like one shot and you're done. And like, I really like SWAT. I played a lot of SWAT this weekend, actually. It's my favorite mode in Halo. And I think, you know, Destiny would have a ball with having something like SWAT.
I actually think Trials should be like that. I think Trials should be no HUD.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm surprised like even Iron Banner almost could be that mode almost. But like if they wanted to switch it up from Control. Another mode is Big Team Battle for like people who aren't as serious at multiplayer, like Big Team Battle in Halo.
Like 8 on 8, like 16 on 16?
16 on 16.
That would be insane.
With vehicles. Like they could come up with some cool vehicles to use.
Well, you know, there used to be a lot of, I mean, they actually have a mode like that. It wasn't always up. I don't know if they got rid of it. There was a mode in Destiny where there were vehicles.
Yeah.
They weren't great vehicles, but there were vehicles. So.
Yeah, I just think like Bungie was so creative when they created like the Banshee and the Ghosts and like the Warthogs are really cool.
It was super cool flying around and killing people from
like,
the air.
I feel like Destiny has a lot of room to create vehicles like this, and like bring them into.
I was never a huge vehicle guy. Like
no, I'm not talking specifically for someone.
When I played Battlefield, I never got into tanks,
Yeah.
and when I played Halo, I never really got into the Banshee and the Warthog and stuff. Well, I sometimes I did, only to launch the Warthog across the map. But so I'm not a big vehicle guy, but I know a lot of people are.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah,
and
that's
cool.
like the one mode
and it's cool to take them out too.
That's the one mode that Halo 5 is missing right now, and it's coming in an update in December. But like a lot of people were really mad because we got Warzone in Halo as opposed to Big Team Battle first, which is another one.
But you got Warzone before Big Team Battle?
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense, though, doesn't it?
No, Warzone is different. I'm about to explain it to you right now.
Oh, okay.
It's a MOBA light, like tower defense capture point. It's kind of a mix between Control and Capture the Flag, where you start out at 2 bases. You're going to capture your base, and then a team has to hold the middle base to keep getting points. But then you have like 12 players on each team, and then you have AI enemies that you also need to take down, which earn you points. And then you have
I did not like AI enemies, hence why I did not like Titanfall.
Yeah, it's not.
What was
like
that,
Titanfall,
man? You could
like,
just run through a Titanfall and just like kill all these AI enemies, get like a bunch of points.
Yeah.
Not even kill anybody.
Yeah, this is different. This isn't like AI enemies. These are like big bosses, like the Promethean big bosses, and like challenging bosses.
That sounds kind of cool, actually.
And like the way Halo does rec cards is cool, but I think Bungie could do something cool with like weapons and stuff in this type of mode. I think something like Destiny would benefit from a mode like that, which is really cool. I was a little skeptical of Warzone when I jumped in, but I actually really liked it. The way the rec cards work.
I think they could use something like Big Team Battle. My problem is, 16 supers again is just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they put in the mayhem where everyone got them like crazy. I think they should have one where you don't.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. That's all of our questions. Is there anything you want to talk about before we get out of here?
No. I mean, for not having a topic, we certainly had enough to talk about.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for watching DNA Weekly Strike this week. Remember, you can watch or download this episode every Thursday on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, and other podcast services. Visit digitalnerdadvocates.com/Destiny for all of our Destiny content coverage. Subscribe, like, and share. Please leave us a nice comment. Rate us on iTunes. Just click that 5-star right there on iTunes. And until next week, we're out.
Good hunting, Guardians.